The limit of what Chet Holmgren can be defensively, I don't think there's a limit. I don't think there's a limit. Chet Holmgren or Şengün. Now, this one I really like. I think this is really close.
Yeah, I think the easy answer when you look at that would just pick Şengün. I think Şengün's been a more important player for the Rockets and their success. So just looking at it like that, I would go with Şengün.
Yeah.
And I could make the argument for Chet, but I'm not because he's gotten injured twice getting into the league, and everyone was
Yep.
worried about injuries because of his size. And the one big playoff series they needed him the most, he got little boyed by Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. So I'm gonna have to see what Şengün. I would love to see that matchup in the playoffs. The Rockets versus the Thunder. That would be really fun to watch. But Şengün just does way more on offense than Chet does. Like, he commands the ball really well when he gets it. He's a great passer, and
Yep.
everyone always calls him like Baby Jokic, and it's the Charmander Charizard meme of the three guys. It's Jokic, Sabonis, Şengün, and Şengün's lived up to that every game I've ever watched him play, and some of the best basketball knowledge I have from my friend group, Jake and Nick, they love him, so it's hard to not pick him in that scenario.
No, I hear you. The best ability is availability. Şengün has ability. He is always consistently there offensively. You never have to worry about him. Defensively, he's even a beast. And I really like his build. I like his size. In the way that you said with Holmgren, he can be overwhelmed at times. There's guys who would just literally be too strong for him. Şengün's never going to have that problem for his entire life. This will probably be the smallest frame he ever has. I mean, he's a beast of a man.
That's a great point.
The only thing I'll say, and I do agree. I'd rather have Şengün. The limit of what Chet Holmgren can be defensively, I don't think there's a limit. I can't promise you he's going to be on the court because I don't think he will. I think the concerns we have with Wemby are actually what Chet is. I think Chet will have an injured-riddled career. But his defensive, don't sleep on what Chet Holmgren can be for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Because if he delivers, if he can play an entire series, that's what would tell me they could win the NBA Finals.
So it's actually an interesting argument, and I could now, like, hearing out your side, kind of make more of an argument for Chet, just in the sense of, like, who's more important to their team's success.
Yeah.
Şengün's very important for that team, but Chet is, like, their only true skilled big man that isn't in there for rebounds and defense. So his, like, the ceiling is through the roof. Like, there's no stopping what he could be. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays when he comes back and if he can get them over the hump and get to the finals.
I think it'll end closer than people think at the end of his career. If it ends up better than you and me are kind of assuming it will with his injuries, I think it'll actually end a lot closer than people think. That's the only reason I mentioned it.